Communism doesn't work. Checkmate.
Checkmate, Stalinoids.
Yep.
Jason Stein. Fucking hell.
Okay, anybody got the link?
I got.
Yes. YouTube could work. Oh, Garlic, you cheated. Use wallback.
Yeah, that's John's thing. I don't know why you're doing that.
Who's doing what?
That's usually your thing, and then he just jumps in and takes it.
Yeah, he was cheating. He was using fucking time warping. 13 people are already watching. Holy fuck.
Oh, they were waiting.
Waiting for what? 17.
Adam West! Son of a bitch. I got my keyboard up on an angle because I want to put the microphone close to my face. I'm trying to type with it vertically.
Okay, I'm watching it, but it's...
Yeah, there's going to be a delay.
Oh,
yeah, Jason is gonna do screen sharing on Skype.
I mean, there's no... I mean, I'll do it, but it's not really important right now because I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, but if there's something happening, he's gonna do it. On Skype.
Okay, so we were saying about how Jeremy Corbyn fucked up revolutionary unity.
No, we were telling Jeremy Corbyn is actually a communist, not a socialist. People got it wrong.
Well, can I tell the story that I was gonna tell?
Yeah.
Alright,
definitely.
go ahead.
Well, basically, we had in our small group of comrades, we had this little like discussion about Corbyn, and it was the funniest thing because usually we agree on almost everything, even though we have like Marxist-Leninists and Maoists and third worldists and whatnot. But typically we still agree. But on Corbyn, like nobody agreed with anybody else. Either they disagreed like if they should vote for him or not, or they just disagreed like why or why not. Because like for instance, some people said that like you shouldn't vote for him basically because it just I don't know, like helps the labor aristocracy and makes revolution less likely. And then some people said that you should vote for him to like move, like I don't know, build up bigger leftist movement or something, like not vote for him as a like he's gonna create socialism or something, but just basically try to ask for reforms that are popular but the capitalists won't actually do, and it's gonna build the movement and stuff like that. And then I said that my position is that I don't really care, like probably I wouldn't have voted at all. Like I said that if there's a Marxist-Leninist party or a good party that you can vote for to demonstrate support and like boost their legitimacy, then do that. But if there's no good alternative, then why even participate in the bourgeois process? I don't see the reforms as worth it. But I don't know.
Didn't someone make an argument that Corbyn is actually anti-imperialist?
Oh yeah, that was another thing. Like some people said that yeah, we should vote for Corbyn because he's an anti-imperialist, and then I don't believe that. And then some people said the opposite. They said we should vote for a right-winger if they're like a libertarian, then they're also against war, or like the accelerationist argument that they're gonna fuck up the economy and stuff. But the thing is, with me at least, I don't buy any of that. Like I don't think it really matters if you vote for a conservative or a libertarian or a left reformist, whatnot. They're all gonna do the same thing. Like I don't you know, I'm very skeptical of all of those people.
Yeah, I have to agree that.
Yeah.
Even if you vote in the Socialist Party, not a damn thing will change. It's just going to be the same old stuff over again.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that had Corbyn won, he would have probably kept his word on with the NHS and whatnot. I'm sure he probably would have done it. I don't necessarily think he's lying. I'm sure he's probably telling the truth. But when he says, you know, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, about when it comes to war and imperialism, I don't buy it.
Yeah, but there's only so much they can do.
Because I remember when I first started this YouTube shit, and Obama got into office, And he was like, yeah, I'm going to prosecute George Bush and the war criminals. And then he signs an executive order saying that they can't be prosecuted. I'm like, I can't believe you fell for that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Corbyn was a bit better than most reformists, so that's kind of what made people more willing to vote for him or to even consider it.
I tend to agree that he out of reformers, he is the best one. I would probably agree with that. But in the end, does it really make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always reminded of Syriza because Syriza was openly anti-capitalist. They were so like they had revolutionary people in it, like at least in rhetoric. But then they just totally capitulated and totally sold out and stuff like that. And
Yeah, if you can't even get the most radical leftist party in Europe to do revolution for you or do change, who the
well,
fuck
I mean,
is
the
going to do
KKE
change?
was more radical than Syriza, but still.
But
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember when Syriza came up and like, oh yeah, vote for it. It's gonna be like a revolution. I'm like, no, it's not gonna be. And there was quite a few of us that said, no, it's just democratic reform. They're not gonna change anything. And they turn around and oh well, same business as usual. In fact, I even Yanis Varoufakis, the Marxist economist. I don't really find him to be a Marxist. I tends to be a very heavy Keynesianist. But even he was like, I'm not going to, sell the people out, whatever. And then he gets removed. I mean, we knew that was coming. That if he was going to refuse to sell out the population, he was going to get removed from government.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And then he drove off on his sweet-ass motorcycle.
And then,
Fucking democracy.
like, when they vote for Syriza and then Syriza betrays them, then the question becomes, is it gonna demoralize people and make them totally apathetic? Is it gonna push them to the right so they go with the fascist? Or is it gonna radicalize them and make them want real change and go with the KKE or somebody who wants to actually overthrow the government?
And I think we got our answer for that.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
probably,
nothing has happened.
Yeah,
in
it's
Greece.
inconclusive.
I think it's been mostly demoralizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, most young men in Greece has actually emigrated from the country instead of actually taking up arms.
Mm.
That's just basically is modern democracy right at work.
So,
Yeah, there's some places that are pretty horrible in that regard. Like, people wonder, why were the socialist countries so concerned with, brain drain? But if you look at the Baltic states now, or Ukraine, or even Ireland, or countries like that, everybody's just leaving. All the young people are leaving. That destroys the country.
it is.
Brain drain?
Yeah, brain drain. When all the skilled labor leaves, people who have higher education and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? I did a video on the Mises Institute, or at least a blog post on the Mises Institute about this. Oh, look how fucking see, they did the austerity, the free market reforms. Look how much the unemployment rate dropped. I'm like, yeah, look how many people just left the fucking country because there was no work.
Yeah, that's such a ridiculous argument. Under socialism, they had practically full employment.
Yeah.
In fact, socialist countries historically suffer from labor shortages. They don't have enough people.
Wasn't there something like... Yeah, but wasn't there something like in USSR, something like there wasn't even 1% of unemployed people. It was under 1%.
Yeah, their constitution... Oh, who joined?
I don't know. Oh, there's just 4 in here.
Yeah, the Soviet constitution said that they've abolished unemployment, so everybody has a right to a job.
Yeah,
But
basically.
of course, there's still gonna be some people who are in between jobs.
Yeah, I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always gonna be that. What is it? One of the reforms, the reforms that came through with Kuntchev and all them, especially after fucking eyebrows and shit, where, sorry, Brezhnev, where they were setting wages like according to what people wanted, and because there was such a labor shortage, they had to keep raising the wages of individual jobs just to get people to stay there. I'm like, I don't think you get what socialism is, dumbass.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just...
Yeah, I mean, the technological developments they had at the time, like, they could have gone in a totally different kind of direction and achieved great things, because, like, I just saw this short video about, like, the Soviet computer technology, and they're, like, it was basically about the Soviet equivalent of the internet. It was really an intranet, and actually turns out they didn't make a commercial, like, civilian internet, but they made two separate intranet systems, which were both used by the military. And there was, like, when they came up with the first, like, prototype ideas of those things, there was some people speculated that, hey, what if we just get rid of money right now because we have these computers? What if we just use entirely, like, electronic currency or something, and what if we just make
like
all this planning?
Bitcoin exposed communist plot.
Yeah, or just use computers for all the planning and stuff. But I don't really know if what the reasons they gave why it didn't happen. I don't know if it's true or not. But
they did actually implement that system in the train service in the USSR. All the train stations used the internet service to communicate with each other.
oh yeah,
So that's actually one civilian application they did actually apply it to.
You know, it's too bad that they couldn't have developed the internet. Do you know we could dangle that over the right wingers' heads so much?
In
I
a way,
can't believe you have an income. That makes you a capitalist. You're such a hypocrite using a computer.
The World Wide Web is developed by CERN, a public-funded corporate, or not a corporation, but a research company or whatever. So it's not actually made by capitalists.
Oh my God! Why do you hate freedom?
Because
That
I
would
was
have been
born.
something really great to hang over their head. Well, if you hate socialism so much, don't use the internet.
yeah. I mean, maybe they would have developed a civilian version of that system if they had.
Oh, Mason, is that you with that wind?
Yeah, let me try moving out because I'm trying to use my LTE because I have no Wi-Fi. I just have like unlimited data. So let me try moving inside again.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I saw that hard-hitting shit in your Skype. Can you explain who this guy is and why is he?
Oh, that's just a group of people I know.
Ah,
They just decided to use that as their thing.
but who is this guy and why is he doing that?
I don't know.
He's obsessed.
John and I have gone over this so many times. Just no idea what the fuck he's doing.
But where did this phrase even come from?
Ah, hell yeah. This is the hard-hitting shit I've been looking for.
I don't know, one day it just popped up in the comment section just out of nowhere, and we're like, what? And then, this is just one thing. And then it kept coming back. It's like, Jesus Christ.
And then I did then it made it into the mailbag, and then it just got even worse after that. And then it became time to stop.
He didn't stop.
No, it actually made it worse. I mean, I knew that was coming, but I mean...
You should make a conspiracy video of him. Just for the laugh.
Oh, hell yeah, this is hard-hitting shit I've been looking for, confirmed for Scotty M.
It's trolling you.
Uphold the hard-hitting shitism.
Uphold chunkyism.
It's a little shame he doesn't comment anymore.
Who?
Hard-hitting shit guy.
You don't see him anymore?
Oh, I haven't seen him in a while. Have you?
No, I actually haven't.
Yeah, that's strange. Did he die?
He might... I love how you immediately jumped to him dying.
Yeah,
Only death
that's
could
like
have
the
stopped him
thing.
from doing that.
He died of a lack of hard-hitting shit in his organism.
I'm not the hard-hitting shit he's looking for anymore. Subjective preference.
Oh, God.
I mean, that's the internet thing, though. Like, you don't upload for 2 months and everybody thinks you're dead.
I didn't upload for like 5 days. People thought I was dead. There was a poll on 4chan claiming that I was dead.
It's like Kim Jong-un, fucking dead because it doesn't appear in public.
His
you
wife
remember
takes
when...
a week off, and then it's like, oh, she was executed.
Like, you remember when there was the same exact thing with Putin? When Putin was, like, on a week-long vacation?
Yeah. Putin was assassinated or some stupid shit. It's like, fucking ridiculous.
Like, that is so transparent that they were just trying to hurt the Russian economy when they did that. They wanted to start a rumor so that it would affect the stock market. I don't think it worked. It was just dumb.
Yeah, but Putin actually played it pretty well because when at some point he announced like, no, like I'm alive, of course, but then he said he was gonna issue a statement on whatever it was supposed to be, like Sunday, I think, after his vacation, and everybody was like, no, issue a statement. He's like, no, I'm making a statement on Sunday like I was supposed to. And then what that did was everybody was just like entirely focused on what he was going to say, what he was going to do when he comes back, and it was just like he just totally hijacked the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, like nothing
Like,
happens and he just gets all this attention, basically.
What, did he just make a video? I'm back, guys. And then he cut it off?
No, he did it in like that really weird English he speaks. Hello, I am alive for here.
I'm back, guys. Don't worry. You know, he should just play that, it's Vladimir Putin. You know that video you had? Where's Mason? Did he disappear again?
No, he's moving inside. It's the thing. Okay, let me get your guys' opinion on this. The situation in Qatar. Very clearly, the Qatari news agency was hacked, and supposedly a whole bunch of emails got posted on their website, which suggested collusion between Qatar and the Muslim Brotherhood, to which the other Gulf states just went completely apeshit and decided to just sea, land, and air blockade. That's it. No more. What do you guys think of that?
Eternal silence. I think Saudi Arabia fucking hacked him. Really.
That's actually my assumption too. So nobody has anything they want to throw in on that?
Actually, I'm a little. I don't know the Qatar situation a whole lot. Did I actually fund terrorists in Syria?
No. They're accusing them of funding the Muslim Brotherhood in Saudi Arabia, Egypt,
Yemen,
Egypt, and places like that. And they're
But
all
not
pissed
Syria?
off about it. No.
So Assad is actually good friends with Qatar.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. This is more of I think the whole thing is really more of a matter between Saudi Arabia and Qatar itself. A lot of this actually goes, and I agree with the idea that first of all, they had to be hacked. I mean, the Qatari news agency wouldn't have just published all that shit shooting themselves in the foot. So somebody had to have hacked them and put it up. Or maybe somebody from the inside with an agenda, etc.
It's most likely either Saudi Arabia or CIA.
Well, I tend to think that it was Saudi Arabia. Because the U.S. doesn't get anything out of this. Like, it doesn't go good for them in any way. Like, it just makes the relationships that they're trying to hold together in the Middle East more complicated. Because keep in mind, Qatar has the U.S. Central Command headquarters in there. They've got 3,500 troops somewhat. So it's not like Qatar is an enemy of the United States and they're screwing with them. I really think it was Saudi Arabia who did it. And then, because there's always been hostility between Qatar and Saudi Arabia, because prior to 1995, Qatar was basically a satellite state of Saudi Arabia. And then what happened was they found natural gas in the northern fields offshore. And then Qatar started digging that out of the ground. Now they're the world's largest exporter of liquid natural gas. So then they got insanely rich. The income per capita in Qatar is like $130,000 a year.
Do they even have poor people?
It's a very small country with like a screaming shitload of natural gas. So that's how they can afford to do it. That's why they have so many migrant laborers working there too.
Yeah, man. Why the fuck don't you just move to Qatar? We'll be rich as fuck.
Yeah, but do you really want to live under a like Islamic law? Because they do have a bunch of that, and you know, I ain't going down with that. Because like they tried to throw a British couple in jail for having sex on the beach. On like a resort, so yeah, you know.
Well,
screw that.
I'll be honest with that. I'll throw them in jail too for that. So we kind of see along. We see the same lines here.
So, ever since they've had that money, they've been able to be independent from Saudi Arabia, and the Saudis have always been really pissed about that they got away from them. So, I think the land, sea, and air blockade against them is about blocking them from getting the liquefied natural gas out to the market.
Yeah, but isn't the Yemen issue a part of this?
Not really, because Qatar was on the side of Saudi Arabia on the Yemen issue.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. And
what the fuck are they accusing of terrorism?
Because of the Muslim Brotherhood thing. And then this led to one of Donald Trump's dumbest fucking statement. It goes, "Oh, Qatar, to the highest levels of government, they were investing in terrorism." Okay, if you know that Qatar is investing in terrorism, why do you have your central command there for Central Asian operations? 2, why do you sell them weapons? And 3, if they've been supporting terrorism for blah blah blah, why do you have your own soldiers stationed there? I almost get the feeling that Donald Trump just like literally has no idea what the fuck he's doing. Like he just turned on CNN and Saudi Arabia said, "Oh, they're terrorists," so he jumped on and said, "Yeah, they're terrorists up at the highest levels. They support terrorism." And they're like, "You know, you're bashing one of your own allies, right?"
Saudi Arabia accuses somebody of supporting terrorism.
Look at the fucking irony of that.
Yeah, Trump is more stupid than Bush, like hands down.
I mean, Bush was dumb, but he did what he was told. Like he was clearly somebody was pulling the strings for Bush, and he was doing what he was told.
Yeah, but at least Bush even knew where Iraq was. To some degree, though.
Tried to kill my daddy. Yeah, too bad.
Fucking Trump.
So, whereas Trump is just like he has no, like, you ever see somebody who's so dumb they don't know they're dumb?
Americans?
No, but I mean, like, he goes into a job, he has no clue how to do it. He doesn't even know that he doesn't know, and then just starts walking around like he fucking owns the place and shit.
I can only think of Americans, really.
All right.
That's like the only example.
Mason is officially gone.
And unfortunately, his connection wasn't working.
Oh.
Rest in connection problems.
Yes.
Rest in
Poor
IP.
mix. Oh, because
Butterfly
the
supposed to
snake.
join?
Who?
Butterfly.
Who's Butterfly?
A comrade / subscriber of mine.
Is that a woman?
No.
But well, then he can't join.
Okay, so where's Butterfly? Let's add them in.
Can I add them? Is it
Yes, you can
possible?
add them,
Yes.
I believe.
I'll try.
You should add some NAS balls.
Fuck off.
That would be interesting. Jason versus NAS balls.
Nuts pulls are actually like a real thing here. It's not just internet meme.
User is not
A real
online.
thing.
Yeah, like we legitimately have an artball party.
I know.
Oh no, I saw it. Okay, let me ask you something. I saw the documentary From Russia with Hate. Have you seen it?
No.
Yes.
Okay,
I've seen
there's a documentary I saw years ago called From Russia with Hate, and it's talking about the rise of white supremacy in the country, and it showed this guy in the Duma. He had like a picture of Stalin and Hitler in his office, and I was like, what? How the fuck does that work? I mean, like, maybe the picture of Hitler's lying in a garbage can somewhere, so that makes sense. But no, he had them like right next to each other, like Kim Jong Il and Kim Il Sung, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So if you get the chance, watch that documentary because it's talking about the rise of right wing white supremacist extremism in the country.
Yeah, there's a lot of Nazbols in Sweden too.
Like, thank fucking God the Russians hate Nazis, though.
Yes. About that part.
Yeah. And a pretty good fucking reason, too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So where's the other 4 guys?
I don't know. Steve Struggle said he was going to be here. Oh, okay, well, we got
There we go.
Hi.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey.
Are you a woman?
Yes.
Hello, Chinese girl.
Yes, I'm all your mothers.
Oh my god, we got a woman in chat. Everyone attack her!
Well, you know, a Syrian girl retweeted one of my tweets, so basically we're dating now.
Syrian girl, Jason?
Good going, Jason.
When's the marriage?
Jason getting all the action, huh?
Yeah, okay, of course I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You should invite her here.
You are kidding. You are married to her.
No, I never claimed I was married to Syrian girl. I never said that. I don't. Somebody here said that. I think it was SMG John who said that.
No, I didn't. No, it's actually the truth. Guys, listen to me. It's really the truth. Believe me.
No.
Syrian girl and Jason, I actually saw them when I walked down the street. They were on the sidewalk, and they were hugging.
In Norway. I was just walking down the street in Norway.
What do you mean? I'm talking about Hokkaido in South Korea.
Okay, Hokkaido and so shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I saw you in the street.
Hokkaido in South Korea, really?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, fuck off.
What do you mean
Yeah.
half of these guys don't know geography?
No, I think you don't understand geography.
But I learned it in the school in Hokkaido in South Korea. It was the American school.
Well, there's a problem.
If capital of Iran is Tehran, then what is capital of Iraq? Is it
Baghdad.
Tehran?
What?
Tehran.
No.
What's that? Go
All right, I get it.
It's a joke.
Tehran.
Jason's gonna make a really cool father.
Oh, I'm
Jason.
probably never gonna be a dad.
Jason's gonna be like that. Jason's probably gonna be like Stalin. Really angry when he's drunk, but really kind when he's not drunk.
It's gonna be like
Someone
that.
like not drink.
It's gonna be like that meme with the child and with the father who like always yells at them. Like, it's gonna be like, son, why aren't you waging third worldist revolution? And like, dad, I'm six. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're
like
first
he pulls him out of
worldist.
school.
No, you
Open
see,
the image.
the problem is that I'm probably never gonna be a father. Basically, because that would mean a woman would want to have sex with me.
Self-roast.
But Jason,
So-
haven't you heard? The men can get pregnant now, so you're kind of in luck.
Oh man, don't start.
Yeah,
that.
Jason would like homeschool his kids because like the first world schools are too first worldist.
Okay, wait, this is bullshit. Stalin's son committed suicide, and then Stalin said he can't even shoot straight.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
That sounds like complete and utter bullshit.
I actually tried finding a source on that.
Let me guess,
the only-
Robert
Yeah, and
Conquest.
that
Wikipedia. That's,
what was the name of that son? He had 2 sons at least, but
yeah, and a daughter.
because I think that's his other son died in the war, but this guy who supposedly like tried to kill himself defended Stalin against Khrushchev after Stalin died, and then Khrushchev put him in a mental institution.
Yeah, well, you'd have to be crazy to defend Stalin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have anyone seen the real footage of Stalin talking, like not in the propaganda videos? I guess not.
Just talking randomly.
Yeah, like just talking randomly shit.
Why was it videoed?
Why he was videoed?
Yeah, why did they record it then?
Because he shot the guy who recorded it afterwards.
Who?
That sounds extremely believable.
Well, you know, it's Stalin.
Yeah,
He
Stalin
just
just has a
shoots.
gun. It's like a video game. What is it called?
Yeah, actually, I read a true story
Where he has a gun
on
and he
the
just shoots
History
people.
Channel, and it actually said that Stalin, he had a personal AK-47. He just went around
Fucking
shooting people
AK.
when he was angry in the
He-
1930s.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Calm Down Stalin, the game where he just shoots like a person serving him vodka when he gets angry.
Yeah, he was
He
like
had-
walking down the street, and there was a little girl, and she lost her ice cream on his foot, and he got so angry, he just shot her.
He pulled out his fucking AK.
Yeah,
He
This was
had AK
1927
before
though.
it was even
Yeah, he pulled out a Mac
Oh.
10 and like did a
You know-
drive-by.
You know what that reminds me of? Okay, John, you remember when we were playing Tropico 5?
and he just went around
And
killing
basically the game got disconnected, so he automatically lost because the game got disconnected.
people. Oh, it's not
So
the
I
time to
decided to run out the clock on my game by ordering a hit on everybody. Like, you know, you can have the option to assassinate somebody.
kill. Yeah.
She just put an assassination on like every citizen in the country. So like the whole army was going around slaughtering the whole population.
So that's basically just like Stalin.
At the time, we were like, yeah, this is the real Stalin, but this is more like Duterte, to be honest. And then my approval rating was going down, and I thought, hey, this is bullshit. Stalin had a high approval rating. Explain that shit. All I'm doing is
everybody,
murdering the
nobody's
entire
gonna disapprove.
population. So I had to keep my popularity was at like 3%. So apparently there was 3% of the population that still liked me, despite the fact that I was murdering everyone. And then the elections came up. Do you think we should cheat? Yeah, I think so. And then I won with 51% of the vote, and my approval rating was 3%.
That's basically Yeltsin.
Yeah, basically.
You should have just killed everyone. So
3%
they couldn't
approval
vote.
rating.
Oh, Jason, you should have just killed everyone so they couldn't vote for you to begin with.
Or I should have just started assassinating members of the military and then watched my military loyalty go down.
Who would assassinate is if everyone is assassinated?
Well, he kills the last guy personally.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill himself then. He's the only one left.
No, he's gonna be alone in the end, in the Kremlin, all alone.
We'll find the only one there, 100% approval rating.
Yeah, exactly.
Beat
What if
that.
you're alone and don't have an approval rating? You don't
It
need to
kind of
fight
reminds
yourself.
me of the game Tropico, where basically you can have an insanely large military on like a little shitty island, and like
Yeah,
half your population is rebels and half your population is soldiers.
Yeah, it was Tropical we were talking about.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that part.
Oh yeah, we were playing Tropical 5.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that sounds like something you can do in Tropico.
Yeah, that's what I was
No,
doing,
no,
just
that's
assassinating it.
that's actually what happened in the Soviet
Wow.
Union.
Yeah, Stalin
Yeah.
just like put out all this money to put out a hit on every single person.
Who's Stakirov?
What?
Stakirov. Who's that? A book on Stalin.
A non-Western perspective.
Oh, is that gonna make it any more truthful?
Well, we'll see. Read it and let me know. Oh God.
Stalin shot John Lennon.
Sorry.
Marxism-Leninism.
Didn't Stalin kill the aliens? That's why there are no aliens alive. That's why we're alone in the universe.
Stalin
think
killed
so.
the time traveler, the first time traveler. That's why we still don't have a time machine.
Okay, here's a really interesting story. I know it comes from Think Progress, but whatever. It's real. A Republican congressman is praising ISIS for attacking Iran and says the U.S. should consider supporting ISIS.
What?
Finally,
They
they are
fucking
honest.
basically are doing that anyway. Like, what does it? This is
Yeah.
This is just admitting it. There's another guy. Oh.
yeah. They like when they supported the FSA moderate rebels, whatnot.
Very moderate.
Half of whom joined Al Qaeda, half of whom joined ISIS, and then like out of the remaining quote unquote moderate people, the rest of them still wanted like absolute theocracy and hardline Sharia law and all that
Yeah.
shit, and a fucking caliphate.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Moderate
just-
Islamic terrorists.
Insanity.
I don't want no caliphate. Fuck that.
But Jason, they're third worldists.
Oh, shut up.
ISIS is third list.
ISIS is Trotskyist. It's a spontaneous uprising, guys. The ISL told me so.
Constant revolution.
Yeah.
Now we know what permanent revolution is.
Sharia law.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Like, I saw this Trotskyist article, like written, I think in the maybe it was late 80s or early 90s, but it was a Trotskyist article that was talking about how the UPA and the like other Ukrainian like fascist organizations and Nazi collaborators were actually not
Axis?
pro-Nazi, and they were actually socialists. And like when people say that they were Nazi collaborators, that's just Stalinist lies and shit like that. And then I was like, wow, so modern Ukraine is like a Trotskyist country then, like, because there's UPA supporters with UPA flags and like all of that in power in Ukraine right now. So wow, Trotskyists have finally taken power.
So Ukraine is basically what Trotskyism would be like.
Well, I don't know. It's just like that's when opportunism really bites you in the ass really hard. Like when you support a bunch of people and you say they're not Nazis, and then a couple decades go by, they come to power and they're like, yeah, you know, we love Hitler, we're Nazis. What the fuck did you think?
Yeah. Long live Slava Ukrainia. Like, yeah, no. Okay, do you wanna
National Trotskyism is the only way.
I actually want to
Yeah.
hear this guy defend ISIS, so let me just play the clip real quick.
We have recently seen an attack
We can hear.
on
Yeah, we can't hear.
Iran,
This is
and the
racism.
Iranian government. The mullahs believe that Sunni
You
forces
need
have
to share
attacked
system
them.
sounds.
This
Yeah.
may signal a ratcheting up of certain commitments by the United States of America. And as far as I'm concerned, I just want to make this point and see what you think. Isn't it a good thing for us to have the United States finally backing up Sunnis who will attack Hezbollah and the Shiite threat to us? Isn't that a good thing? And if so, maybe this is a Trump, maybe it's a Trump strategy of actually supporting one group against another, considering that you have two terrorist organizations.
Finally, they are honest.
Those attacks were claimed by the Islamic State. It's never in our interest to support a terrorist group like the Islamic State. We should condemn the attacks in Iran as we would condemn any act of terrorism, even as we hold Iran accountable for its sponsorship of terrorism.
Even so, that's like Joe Stalin was a horrible guy.
Oh my God!
They
brought up Stalin!
Stalin was ISIS.
I did not expect that.
It's a hearing about fucking ISIS, and they still found a way to make it about Stalin.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I didn't plan that. I swear to God, I didn't plan that.
I did not expect that.
How they can justify everything they are doing by Stalin?
Okay, all right. Let's just get the video over with.
Horrible guys like that, even to get Hitler. And so maybe it's a good idea to have radical Muslim terrorists fighting each other. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, having coordinated the economic warfare plan against the Islamic State, I would not condone an attack by the Islamic State, much like Matt. I would be determined to destroy them.
I think.
What a fucking idiot!
Whoa, that was just crazy.
The funniest thing was.
I was gonna say I'm getting flashbacks to like getting black people to fight each other and not like organize and revolt.
Yeah.
Like let's just load them up with drugs to pacify them, you know?
Oh God.
We supported Stalin in World War II, then why not just support ISIS?
Yeah, well, it's the same thing.
It was so funny though, like when the other guy was like trying to explain to him why they shouldn't do that, and all his reasons were so hypocritical and hollow, like, oh, we don't support terrorists and we don't do that. Like, no, you fuckers support terrorists like whenever it suits your interests.
Yeah, but you don't go and say it in front of fucking like the Congress or something. Oh yeah, maybe we should support ISIS.
There's an article going around a lot of anarchists and left communist groups on Facebook, and I think it's absolutely hysterical. Do you mind if I just share it in the chat?
Yes.
What's supporting ISIS?
No, it's for something after the. It's just a little extra something for when we finish this article.
Does anybody else have anything else they want to add to the article? I mean, that was pretty much it.
Oh, it's too stupid.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just too much.
Okay, yeah, I guess we're done with that stupidity. Supporting Stalin against Hitler is the same thing.
Oh, Catalonia. I hate these tiny states breaking away. Not a good thing.
Okay, I mean, like if Catalonia wants to split, you know, go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
But
well,
I mean,
really bad.
Don't have any illusions about what it is.
No, Europeans gotta stay together.
The thing I'm bringing up is that, like, the citizenry wants to return to their anarcho roots, but the problem is Catalonia is kind of like the modern day Vegas of Spain.
It's got drugs?
No, it's a lot of casinos, a lot of very lavish, like Montenegro.
Wait, they got CSI?
Yes.
Well, just get independence right now. I want to see some Catalonian CSI.
CSI Catalonia.
Oh yeah.
It's very strange because, and I'm assuming what you're saying is right. That would mean most of their income would actually come from outside the country, or at least from outside the immediate area.
Tourism.
Exactly.
This sounds more like a tax thing, to be honest. Like, oh, we'll separate so we don't pay taxes, kind of thing.
That's what it initially is, but they're marketing as a pro-anarchist thing. So I guess it's like.
Oh.
We're going to become our own anarchist state.
Are they really calling it anarchist? I can't
They're
see.
claiming it's like anarcho-mutualism for the state sovereignty or some shit.
How the fuck does a casino work in anarcho-mutualism?
I don't know.
Because I have no idea how that would work.
I don't think they will ever get independent.
I mean, they might. I mean, if there's enough.
It doesn't even let me read the damn thing. It just tells me to register.
Oh, I'm registered, so you can read it off my screen. But I mean, this sounds more like a tax dodge. It really does.
Yeah.
Where does it mention anarchism?
No, if you read the party's manifesto, like of the Catalonia referendum, which I did earlier today, they're claiming mutualism and shit like that. But this article doesn't.
Oh, that's very. I would really like to see how a casino would be run by mutualists, and I would like to see the guy who owns the casino say, "Yeah, okay, I'm just going to hand over my casino to the workers."
Yeah. Oh, Jason, actually, your Soviet Union had casinos.
Really?
I would see how they voluntarily would lose in these casinos.
Well, they actually was just for fun and game. You didn't actually make money out of it.
Yeah, so
that's interesting.
I wonder if they're very popular.
Well, it's the Soviet Union. What do you expect? Fucking gambling for money.
Oh, I just assume that if you're gambling, you lose, you die.
Yeah, you get shot by
Yeah,
Stalin. The
Russian
ghost
roulette.
of Stalin's gonna come and shoot you.
Yeah, basically, you're just gambling your rations.
Yeah.
Your labor vouchers.
And that's why so many people died. They were gambling too hard.
He's got a monopoly on all the labor vouchers.
And that's why Brezhnev was so fat, because he had all the labor vouchers because they were taken by the state.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Yes. Go on.
Did you watch this Soviet movie?
Yeah, I've seen it.
No, I never saw it.
This is very good comedy.
Are you sure? Because the last time you linked comedy, it was a guy talking about his own shit.
Oh, look,
No,
my
this is
comment.
actual Soviet movie.
Jason, you can
Yeah,
find my
it's
comment
really
in there.
funny.
This is legendary movie.
Jason, click
Yeah.
on the video.
Why?
Click on it. There's something interesting in the comments.
Why?
There's something interesting in the comments.
Well, I get the sense that it's going to be something stupid.
No.
Now, I don't really want to play this because Moss Films are a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, they are.
I mean the comments.
Oh, it's you! It's your stupid ass comment.
It's your stupid ass comment.
I have a friend who I invited to watch the stream, and he's like telling me to like be really racist and sexist and stuff to like make everybody uncomfortable and ruin my reputation.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like,
No. Oh,
No,
because you
good
think it'd be
chance.
funny.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know
he's like
what?
telling me to like call Marx a retard.
Yeah, John, I'm thumbing down your comment.
This like doesn't even do anything to this damn thing.
Yeah, there you piece of shit. You're making me click on this.
He said, say, if you're not following Mao, you're honestly a faggot.
Yeah,
What the hell?
that's not acceptable.
What, if you don't follow Mao, you die? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That actually hit closer to the truth. Yeah.
So that's how many people died in China, basically.
Yeah.
Didn't Mao kill like 400 million people?
400 trillion.
Trillion or something like that.
Who is this Alex M calling me annoying?
You should probably kick his ass.
Alex M, meet me at the schoolyard 5 p.m. at the flagpole. I'll fucking beat your ass.
Be there, be square.
Mutualism is fucking spooky. Well, yeah, it is.
But make it quick, I got band practice.
My mom wants me home.
Make it quick because the Power Rangers is on. Oh my god. Okay, Matteo, did you say you had something about some drama or something?
Which drama? There's a lot.
But what you said to me when you said you wanted to join?
No, I had a job.
No, you said like there was something you wanted to discuss.
Oh yeah, I said there's not drama. I was looking for videos from just right-wing commentators you can just laugh hysterically at. And there was one video by I don't know when to play it, but I downloaded it from Sargon of Akkad, and then there was a second GIF meme from Pac on download, pretty good.
You know, honestly, I've never watched any of Sargon Akkad's videos, and I don't generally don't feel like it's necessary.
They're not really worth watching.
He follows me on Twitter.
Yeah, he watches on YouTube.
No, he does. Seriously.
Sargon of Akkad, radical leftist confirmed.
Yeah. I
think Sargon of Akkad is actually in love with Jason.
Yeah, he's actually a third worldist, and he's just trying to get the first world to collapse in on itself.
See, right there, Sargon of Akkad.
Oh, that's interesting.
Follows you.
He's a handsome motherfucker.
You can sue him for stalking you, Jason.
Syrian girl follows him?
Yeah.
What? Seriously?
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
A lot of people follow him just for the troll aspect of it.
Syrian girl? Bourgeois hate him. 68 years old. Trick to the overthrow capitalism. Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, by the way, you notice I muted him.
Yeah.
See, he was sending a lot of bullshit my way, so I was like, no, I ain't dealing with this shit. Police expert eats his book live on Sky News after election error.
I saw that. That is priceless. You should definitely feel it.
Okay, let's see this.
Become rather well known on social media for this tweet, which we can bring up onto the screen. 27th of May this year. I'm saying this out loud. I do not believe that Labour under Jeremy Corbyn will poll 38%. I will happily, in fact, eat my new Brexit book if they do. Now, your book is Brexit, Why Britain Voted to Leave the European Union. You are a man of your word, Matthew.
Well, indeed I am. I was surprised that Jeremy Corbyn added 2 percentage points, or got 2 percentage points more than I had expected. And I did say that I would eat this book, which is available at all good bookstores. 2 percentage points makes a big difference. I am a man of my word. So what I'm going to do is just sit here and eat my book while you guys carry on.
Super. Well, I'm sure a lot of people will be pleased to see that. Just quickly, consistency strong and stable, or is it a bit weak and wobbly, that paper? He's got his mouth full.
At least he's honest.
Well, there we go. no, he's still. Yeah, how was it? How was it, Matthew?
It's actually a hardback. There are lots of chemicals, but I've got to get through the whole thing. So.
Okay. Well, we'll leave you to get through it, and hopefully some of your Twitter supporters are happy with you keeping your promise to the world of social.
He's not going to read the book. Oh, they didn't show him eating the book.
Oh no, I don't think you can actually do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I can. I know a guy who did it as a circus sideshow gag for a long time. He had to blend it and put it with water and milk and then drink it like a shake.
Oh well, yeah.
There's chemicals in that though.
They put chemicals in books.
I mean, it's
like the
at
ink
least there's ink and whatever else.
And
You have to bleach the paper.
Oh, that's birth control. Come on, man.
Oh, I know, guys. I know what video we should watch.
What?
1 second, please.
Nah, see, Garlic always has brilliant ideas for what to watch.
Yes, this is definitely something you will find interesting. Definitely.
Now this.
It's 1 minute.
No.
Why is it
this.
people cannot stop sending me anti-communist fucking videos?
No, you should watch this totally.
I should shoot myself. How long is it? How long is it?
It's 1 minute.
This
Okay,
is cringe
if
as
it's,
shit.
okay, if it's not long,
Oh my
we'll watch
god.
Is a great
In
reliable
recent
news
years,
source
the
that does a lot
NPD
of
has
research.
gained a seat in 2 out of the 16 regional parliaments in Germany. And in 2014, Udo Voigt, a Holocaust denier and former leader of the NPD, joined the European Parliament as an elected member. Officials in Germany have launched a legal attempt to ban the party, as they've done successfully in the past with 2 other Nazi-sympathizing political parties. They haven't found success yet.
What?
With 2 other Nazi-sympathizing political parties. Nazi-sympathizing political parties.
Oh my fuck. We should ban him for Nazi sympathizing.
Yeah, fucking hashtag Gulag fire.
Oh my god.
Fucking people.
Fucking A. That was.
Oh, Jason, we gotta watch that video. We gotta watch that.
No.
There'd probably be North Korea in that.
That is some cringy shit.
Yes. Oh my god. So, you know, I don't know what happened, but like I remember like 2 years ago, Prager University's videos were a lot cringier than they are now. Like they kind of got less over time.
How's that
really? Damn.
Yeah, like some of their earlier videos were like just so bad they actually deleted them from their page.
Oh my god! Like after the one where they were like, why do people hate Nazis and they don't hate communists as much, and why is everybody so mean to Nazis? Like how do you even top that?
True. Funny story. Dennis Prager was pretty much exiled from his local community.
I mean, don't you know that if you give poor people what they want, it's worse than like killing people for no good reason in a basically like a factory, like extremely, I don't even know what's the word, like just making extermination camps to kill as many people as possible for no good reason whatsoever.
They had that? I didn't even know.
Oh my god.
They actually killed people for no reasons? I might actually convert to a Democrat if that's true.
Oh god. That's some shit. I saw a debate that was on Press TV between someone who was a Saudi apologist, and someone who wasn't, and that shit got so heated. Like it was crazy. Like they were yelling at each other. Like
who was he debating against? The person. It was a Saudi apologist, and the other person's position was.
I think they were anti-Saudi influence or something like that.
Okay.
So actually, let me find it. It's actually like because they start screaming at each other.
Seriously?
Yeah. Like when I went on like the debate program, like when I went down to Toronto, went into that studio to do that debate against Lawrence Korb about North Korea. Like I thought maybe that might happen, maybe something like that, but it was pretty tame. But this, no man, these people were taking it personally. Like I even was watching Press TV's coverage of the recent attacks in Tehran. And even you know that main anchor they have that's got the deep voice, he's always calm and professional. Even he was almost losing his shit. That's how pissed he was. Okay, let me try to find the video.
Do you have? I think they have a debate playlist in their playlist section.
Anti-Imperialism says that you need to put
try more
comments
more
on
playlists.
screen.
Whatever.
I don't know why.
I
asked what? He says pop out comments. I don't know what that means.
Oh, pop out comments. That's where I have a separate window for the comments. You guys are looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's asking? How to do that?
I see that Henry Johnson guy everywhere.
Yeah.
He's in love with Jason.
Yeah, he's cool. I mean, he said something I didn't agree with once. He said some pretty reactionary shit about like Mexicans.
He's Mexican?
No, he said some like reactionary shit about Mexicans once. But other than that, he usually has something good to say.
Oh my god. What do you think we should do with Henry? Shoot him?
I don't know. I think he called them like useless brown people.
Maybe he was trolling.
Yeah, probably.
Because I know they were talking about the attacks.
Death to America!
Yeah, the debate, the Tehran terrorist attacks. Here it is.
Now there's someone else who actually declared war on Iran and
point of view.
Okay, where is it?
And the Muslim countries in the Riyadh Declaration.
Yeah, the Beirut guy was
against
being an asshole.
that Iran is carrying out in the region, and these are policies that are considered.
So he's like calling Iran a terrorist government,
related,
which is false.
Whether it is in Bahrain, in Yemen, in Saudi Arabia, in Syria, or in Lebanon. So as far as Iran, as far as the U.S. is concerned, as far as Saudi Arabia is concerned, these are terrorist activities by Iran. Now, what happened today has nothing to do with what they said the other day. What happened today is an issue between Daesh and Iran, and not between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Because, in my opinion, I've heard a lot of statements saying that Saudi Arabia is behind it. I don't believe it for 1 minute. First of all, a crisis was triggered by Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Egypt, about Qatar just a couple of days ago. So they will not get world attention to move away from Qatar, which they consider as an arch enemy right now, with a
Why she's getting ready to explode.
So it's certainly not
I can see
right timing for them.
See if you can wait, Jason.
So,
See if you can like freeze frame it and pause or like facial expression each second, like you know what I'm saying?
Like this?
Like before she explodes, like keep pausing it. Yeah, to see the frame by frame breakdown.
You mean like a slow motion?
Like you know like how to freeze frame on YouTube. Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
You have to do it with the push up. You have to push the play button in the corner next to the sound. Yeah, on and off. I do it all the time. It's just, like, freeze frame.
Whether Daesh did it on purpose or not, that's another question. Now you must remember that in March of this year, Daesh
she's going nuclear.
36-minute video in Farsi threatening Iran,
so basically,
and threatening individual leaders in
Embrace
Iran.
For impact, guys.
Even though
and using pictures of these leaders as target practice. So Daesh, and they also said that they were going to conquer Iran. So Daesh is something very, very different from Al-Qaeda, because Al-Qaeda on one hand is has some relationship with Iran.
She's itching to fucking nail him.
Is against any relationship
with
Iran.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I please cut
Yes,
in?
you can. Go ahead, Catherine Shagdam.
I'm sorry, this is completely... first of all, please, I mean, you know, the very fact that you're trying to align Al-Qaeda and Iran, I mean, please. I mean, the last time I checked, Al-Qaeda is actually has declared war against Shia Islam, and last time I checked, Iran was majority Shia Islam. So it is completely fallacious for you to stand here and actually say that Al-Qaeda and Iran would ever, and I mean ever, align, you know, their agenda or, you know, whatever it is that they're trying to achieve in the region. That's just a lie. It's a blatant lie. Now, there's someone else who actually declared war on Iran and claimed that
in your opinion, not in my opinion.
I'm not finished, sir. I'm talking now. Who wanted to target, you know, Iranian on Iran's soil, and that was, you know, Prince bin Salman, you know, from, you know, Al Saud family. I think you heard of them, and you just defended them. You know, the simple fact that you're saying today here that Daesh has nothing to do with Saudi Arabia is that, I'm sorry, but you don't understand Wahhabism. You don't understand the history of the Middle East, and you certainly don't understand what it is that is coming out of the mouth of Saudi clerics in Saudi Arabia.
She's burning him really hard.
Hatred and exclusion and sectarianism. Okay? Because it's exactly the same language that is being carried out across Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Bahrain. So yes, Saudi Arabia is standing behind this terror attack. Yes, Wahhabism is responsible.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
For Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, you had bin Salman going to Washington only weeks ago saying that he wanted to see gone, that he wanted to target Iran on Iranian soil, and that he essentially declared war on Iran. And now this happened only just a few days after Donald Trump, you know, came back with his pockets full of money, of Saudi money, and you're telling me there is no link
seems to me that you are not following international events.
The Muslim Brotherhood, now it's something different.
It seems to me that you are totally out of your...
of Al-Qaeda and Daesh. It doesn't mean that because today Saudi Arabia has a problem
No,
with
the
Qatar,
Muslim Brotherhood is a creation, is supported by Qatar.
Here, the only group here that is doing terrorist activities in the Middle East. That's just not true.
Okay, go ahead. Jihad Morikade.
See, she just fucking unloaded on him.
Oh.
Unfucking loaded.
Hey.
Because he lied his ass off.
Yeah, he did. Jason, you know what that kind of reminded me of? Your horrible, horrible debate you had in the Anthony Cumia show.
Is Captain Capitalism?
Yeah, Aaron Cleary, that jackass.
Oh.
I remember that.
I still to this day, I regret that I did not ask him where he got his degree from, because he claimed to be an economist. So I was like, okay, if you're an economist, where'd you get your degree? Because I guarantee you that guy does not have a PhD.
I actually did a lot of research into the guy, and I couldn't find any university, so just assume he did a mail order degree.
If there's even a degree at all, he may have just declared himself to be one.
True. What was even funnier is, you probably don't know, but the guy who debated Captain Capitalist co-wrote 2 books of Rushdie.
What?
Yeah, the guy you debated, he co-wrote a book with Rushdie, or I think 2 books actually.
Rushdie.
Yeah, that guy you debated and him wrote a book together.
Him and fucking Rushdie. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I mean, my favorite debate was with our socialism.
Oh, that was also pretty good.
That's my absolute favorite all time. Like I go and rewatch that religiously once a month. It's just so good.
Okay, I'm trying to find the guy you're talking about that you want to add to the call.
You don't have him?
What? I can't find him.
He's probably in hard-hitting bullshit then. Hard-hitting shit group.
Somebody drag and drop his contact info into the chat here so I can add him.
Yeah, I sent him.
Oh, there we go.
I like his picture.
Jason, I found a nice video.
Oh, yeah, you know, anytime I hear SMG John say I found a nice video.
No, this time it's good because.
This time it's good. Like I haven't heard that as well.
No, this time it's really, really interesting. It's telling how to spot a communist.
Oh, that video?
Oh my god.
From what time period was that from? Like the 50s?
Do they criticize the foreign policy of the United States? They must be a
communist.
Do they want labor rights? They must be communists.
I think I should have like $1 more an hour. Fucking communist! Oh, this one. He might be a communist?
Yeah.
No word of a lie. I made a parody of that video like back in 2009.
Oh yeah, maybe you actually.
Was that before or after the flagging happened? Because I remember
that was before the flagging.
Okay, do you have a copy of that video still?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Is this the video where the guy's like, he may be a communist?
Yes, that's the one. Okay, we're gonna play that one. Okay, we already watched a fucking Beirut guy get destroyed. And you know what's even worse? It actually gets worse after that.
That pissed me off so badly when he started defending the Saudis. Fucking triggered me.
Yeah, he actually went on to tell her to shut up and that she didn't know what she was talking about, and so like I highly recommend this video because she just like whips his ass.
Ooh.
All right, let's find out if we're communists.
Important in democratic society. Armed forces information bill. It's not propaganda, guys. It's just armed forces information.
If he openly declares himself to be a communist, we take his word for it.
That's always a good sign. Just take his word for it. He's probably not lying. Like Jeremy fucking Corbyn.
Corbyn,
I'm a communist.
Jason, was that a reference to what I think you were making fun of?
Yeah.
Do I think? Oh, Jason, was that a reference to the fact I think you're? Well, I think you're referencing. I don't want to say his name. He's got threatened to stab you once.
No, it wasn't referencing anyone.
Oh, but I got into a fucking argument with this guy from the EDL who's like 500 pounds, and he told me on Twitter he's gonna fly from Belfast to New Jersey to kill me, and he's like a Twitter to after Jeremy fucking Corbyn. Like,
Wait. I think I'm trying to think if I remember that.
it was like 2016 around February. No, it's not important. The guy did quit his channel, but the video he made about me was fucking hysterical. Continue.
Actually, you have a link to that video? We'll watch it after this one.
Yeah, I have a YouTube poop of it.
Okay, cool. We'll watch that after this.
Yeah,
So, if somebody says they're communists, take their word for it, like people who are social democrats.
Yeah.
Oh, Pol Pot.
If a person consistently reads and advocates the views expressed in a communist publication, he may be a communist.
What?
Yeah, that sounds that's real subtle.
He may be a communist, guys.
Well, it was the 1950s. Today it would be more like fuck the imperialists, but the 50s.
If a person supports organizations which reflect communist teachings, or organizations labeled communist by the Department of Justice, she may be a communist. If a person defends the activities of communist nations while consistently attacking the domestic and foreign policy of the United States, she may be a communist. If a person does all these things over a period of time, he must be a communist. But there are other communists who don't show their real faces.
Stop the KKK.
Fucking you're anti-KKK, then you're
By
probably
the early
communist.
1950s, Communist Party membership had declined considerably.
No war.
But Cold War propaganda inflated its.
You know who I
threat to
blame?
fantastic
Sam Webb.
proportions.
Yeah, Sam
An
Webb.
evil so pervasive that the whole
Women's
society had
rights,
to be mobilized to
anti-imperialism.
combat it.
That was like that fucking thing. Like
opposing the KKK, all that horrible shit that communists do.
Communist denies
The Soviet Elfling.
Everyone from vets to youngsters.
Thank God I was not alive during this time. I'm not. Would they kill me or would I kill myself first?
I think you might be a communist, Jason.
Yeah. Oh, this movie.
Oh, there's me.
You look in the back. This is from. I think this is called The Red Nightmare. This movie is the worst.
We have no time for explanations. Already we are 15 minutes behind schedule.
Said your wife. You're not going to take another step until I see your warrant.
Warrant. We need
It's
no
such a
warrant.
bad
A member
movie.
of the Young Communist League, your daughter has volunteered for farm.
I have a DVD copy of it. I just watched it just for the walls
You
of
say my
it.
daughter volunteered?
That is
Soviet propaganda is infinitely better.
Yo, totally. Well, the backstory is a lot of Hollywood studios refused to make this kind of shit. Like, U.S. propaganda because they were heavily infiltrated by Italian and Jewish immigrants, i.e. the Jewish question conspiracy.
It's true, Daddy. I did volunteer for farm work.
Brenda, why?
The party convinced me that I should free myself of the lingering bourgeois influence of family life. I am ready.
Oh, is this feminist propaganda?
Yeah, remember when the communists abolished the family?
Yeah, I remember that. Stalin personally shot all the dads because they were oppressive.
Here. It is for my own good.
Comrade Donovan, do not think that your
Yeah,
deviation is
I like how she's not even forced to. She just volunteered.
Whoa, he grabbed her. That's fucking oppression right there.
That's fucked up.
Oh no. Yeah, communist America. The streets will be militarized.
Frightening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't find the YouTube meme of a guy because I deleted like a tremendous amount of videos in the last month, but I found something equally as good on my channel.
Is that it there, or are you posting it now?
I'm posting it now.
What the hell?
You'll see.
Oh, I know that animated background. I've seen that.
Yeah.
But I've never seen this. Did you want it from the beginning?
Yeah, play from the beginning. Yeah, it gets better. Progressively better. It's like...
They done got a motherfucking man on fucking husband, your boyfriend. I looked over to the left. That's how I felt about that motherfucking dick. Let me go the fuck off on this man on dick. You have one more time to put my dick name in your mouth in a bad way. My children came across your video. Hold on, motherfucker. You better never threaten me again.
Is he talking about you?
No.
Oh,
He's
okay.
talking about this guy who I know, who's a friend of him, who I'm a friend of the guy who made a video attacking him, and the whole video is just him calling it the other person out a faggot of this and that and just other bullshit.
You motherfucking black bitch. Here we go. I don't mind putting my fucking hands on dick one of your beasts anyway. Some dick off. That's the problem with you. Dick, all you do is run around and try to fuck niggas and dick because I'm a better dick. I'm your man, whoever else. Dick, I'm ready for the motherfucking dick. Bring up some dick off.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, God.
Wait, it gets better.
Dive into the inception with Bernie Sanders. Fine, all right, fine. You want Bernie Sanders. Let's do Bernie Sanders. We'll unpack all of that as we go forward. But before we start, a little bit of a big picture of Bernie Sanders in 1870. Yes, it's relevant. Just hang on for a sec. I am a financial socialist zombie who enjoys drinking the drying blood of the dead. And beating up Bernie Sanders in an alley is not the same as someone voluntarily getting into the ring with you, knowing what's going to happen. America. Height, 2, great hair, totally unequal. I'm talking to you. Bernie Sanders, I really like that. I, as a philosopher, would call that token Bernie Sanders philosophy.
God, don't even call yourself a philosopher, please.
Bernie Sanders, you know, as the wizened old man, Bernie Sanders says, who are you to know what is dream and what is not? So I really like this token that there's
that was not even
objective way of
close
knowing
to what he
you're
sounds
Bernie
like.
Sanders,
Yeah, that was so
who hasn't
horrible.
had those dreams. And I'm naked and was in a dance. Bernie Sanders, not quite as good
I'm
as the
Stefan
Matrix,
Molyneux,
but I'm
Free
not sure
Domain
if it's
Radio.
anything
I'm
that will
batshit
be
insane.
again.
See, that's actually more natural.
Free Domain Radio on YouTube, at Twitter at Stefan Molyneux, MOLYNEUX, freedomainradio.com. I don't need to introduce him. He's got hundreds of millions of views to his videos, a lot of fans around the world, and he himself is an atheist. But I respect him because he's not a hateful atheist. But my problem is so-called leftist atheists who then make the state God. I can't stand big religion. I can't stand more and more real liberals like Seinfeld and John Cleese. It'd be like if we went in a time machine and brought back millions of Aztecs, you know, and they were suddenly eating people, you know, or Nazis were running around at the mall, you know, in SS uniforms. If I went to Barton Creek Mall and saw 40 or 50 people in Nazi uniforms, I would be offended. I'd be freaked out. I'd be, what on earth is this? Is this some type of joke? Form of cuckolding? Cuckolding?
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's 100 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses.
And they made fun of Nazis, so I say arrest the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. To use the violence and the power of the free market, interfere with people's free choices, where they go to school, where they want to live, what kind of neighbors they want to have. This is consistent through all of the free market ideologies. And you can see this mounting opposition growing to all of this madness where people are so bothered by the free market, with the guns and violence of the free market. And we just have to fight back. We have to say, look, the free market, to my rational conscience, was communism, and communism was a theoretical economic system. Now there are the idea that communism, that our ancestors fought and bled and died for, we do not have the right to give that away. That which you create, you cannot hand away or destroy.
Oh shit, I remember this. UFO.
Hi, I'm Tim Black. Welcome to Tim's Take Live. Listen here, my queer friend.
That's it. That's all we need. All we needed was a black guy to say, hello, my queer friend, referring to the amazing. We don't even need to watch the rest of the video. That was comedy gold right there.
It gets better. Trust me. I just a lot of time editing this shit.
I'm fuck another man in the ass. My queer friend. You understand? Fuck another man in the ass. My queer friend. Interested? Not in. Fuck another man in the ass. My queer friend who put a banana up his asshole.
I'm sorry, Garlic. Were you about to say something?
Yeah.
Let's finish this video first.
Okay.
Took a film of it and then uploaded it to the internet. You do realize that. Fuck another man in the ass. That is your philosophical leader and your little movement. A man who would fuck another man in the ass. Sodomize himself. For fun. No, he's not a member of Jackass. He is a jackass, though. You checking into the ass with somebody from Google? What's going on, my man? Fuck another man in the ass. There ain't a lot of dudes that can get away with that shit, dude. You're a bad motherfucker. You still here?
The basic message is nonetheless what inter toilets. Did you notice if you traveled around the world, excrement, how different they are? France, excrement, the whole of the excrement hole is in the back, so that when you
Fucking Zizek.
they quickly.
I have a feeling this isn't even edited.
The German toilet is the old type, so that when you produce excrement, they are displayed in the bag.
Produce excrement.
This is the German ritual, you know. You should every morning inspect your sheets for traces of illness. It's high hermeneutic. I think the original meaning of hermeneutic for Germany is maybe this. Then, why these differences? They gave me 2 books on excrement, the structure of toilets. Nowhere did I get an explanation. Then a wild speculation came to my mind. Excrement.
What's up, Josh Fierstein here, bang. And they're always screaming Uranus. That's a problem with because Uranus is backwards. In fact, I challenge today every atheist to go and Google Uranus, take a long look at Uranus, and you'll realize that Uranus is backwards. Uranus is wrong. And then you'll come to the understanding that the only Big Bang will have Uranus, spoken bang Uranus.
Is that Fred Durst? Jesus Christ. Is this all one video of his?
Yeah, no, I clicked about 200 videos.
Oh, fuck.
Get a power. Fuck off. Get a power. Get a power. Fuck off. Get a power.
You dumb fucking piece of shit.
Get a
so hard.
Fuck off. Get a power.
You dumb fucking piece of shit. You dumb fucking piece of shit.
Get a power. Fuck off.
I want to see the part where Jesus. I want to view into this compilation.
You dumb fucking piece of.
Wait, the guy who like threatened to stab you or something. Have we come to that?
No, I couldn't find it because I deleted it. I like deleted over like 100 videos on my channel, so I picked this one instead. It's exactly funny.
Okay. I thought he was in it.
Fuck off. Get a power.
You dumb fucking piece of shit.
Get a parrot. Fuck off.
What is Thunderfoot saying?
Get a parrot.
You dumb
Oh.
piece of shit. Get a parrot. Fuck off. Get a parrot. You dumb fucking piece of shit. Get a parrot. Fuck off. Get a parrot.
Why are we watching the
dumb fucking
I can't believe I'm watching this.
Get a parrot. Fuck off. Get a parrot. You dumb fucking piece of shit. Get a parrot. Fuck off. Get a parrot. You dumb fucking piece of shit. Get a parrot. Fuck off.
It's almost over.
Get a parrot. You dumb fucking piece of shit. Get a parrot. Fuck off. Get a
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
You dumb fucking piece of shit.
in Mindenham.
Get a
Yeah.
fuck off.
He's still on YouTube.
Get a parrot. You dumb fucking piece of shit. Get a parrot. Fuck off.
Yes, I mean, it was, yeah, this is good. That's good.
You dumb fucking piece of shit. Get a parrot. Fuck off. Get a parrot. You dumb fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, like Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Founded something like that.
I went to the one where you're in it. I think you're in the compilation somewhere.
Got his big arm, kind of spoof a bit, yeah. I got for what this. They got well, I expect
you're somewhere in this compilation.
It's not founded.
Jason cut the fucking audio.
Something like that.
Oh shit.
Let's just start talking back behind the back of Jason.
Yeah, Jason probably wants to go or something.
Oh yeah.
Isn't Jason an actually really Trotskyist?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Haven't you read his book?
I don't buy his books.
He's fourth worldist.
Oh my god, Jason's fourth worldist?
He's a fourth worldist?
Yeah, it's like Trotskyists are fourth worldist.
What?
Well, nothing, Jason. He's just saying nice things about him.
Just try to. I want you to the point where you're. No, you're not in this.
Oh fuck.
Oh, sorry about that. But there were some laughs in that one, but I have one last one in before I'm just other people would do. Oh God, where is it? Where is it?
Garlic, what was that video you wanted to show me?
It's not video. I wanted to show a comment under a video which is hilariously stupid. Can I show my screen just for a few seconds?
Yeah, okay.
Yet.
Okay, is it visible?
Okay, yeah.
So this is the Finnish Bolshevik and
Keep in mind, you know, the audience watching can't see it.
Yeah, here it is.
I dare you to go against Stefan Molyneux. You have no chance.
Wait, what's happening now?
Finbol just came back like when we're talking about Finbol's panel.
Finnish Bolshevik, do you see this shit?
Yeah, I was like, wow.
That's the end of
Is it Tom apostrophe? That's like one of my semi-professional trolls. Like there's a couple of people like that who post like 55 comments on every video, like "You suck, you faggot."
John B. Wikipedia in the Soviet Union. Oh, there you go. There's your problem.
Okay, so That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's this next? John, I see a swastika in that. So
No, you're seeing wrong stuff.
yeah, because it kind of looks like a swastika, and I ain't playing that.
This is the
YouTube
sun
like
symbol.
won't YouTube like crack down on you if you have like a swastika in your thumbnail or
Really?
something?
Okay, this
Oh,
one.
that's still up.
Why
'Cause I know-
dialectical
I know
materialism? What is
forgotten
okay?
weapons.
What is this? Why dialectical materialism? What is this? What's this about?
I'm clicking it.
It looks like a very bad video made by a.
This guy's name is Emmanuel Goldstein, and I don't know if it's a right-wing or left-wing reference. It's from 1984, so I don't know if he's right or left-wing.
I mean, either way, it sounds pretty bad.
Yeah, it does.
Well, there's no swastikas in the video. Just checked.
So either he's like, he's an anti-Semite, or he's like, in 1984, like the character is supposed to be like what do you call, like analogous to Leon Trotsky, and it's basically implying that the Soviet Union was anti-Semitic because of what they did to Trotsky.
I don't fucking get right-wingers. If you want to fucking make the assumption that socialism is anti-Semitic, why did we go for the most obscure shit? Why didn't we just actually take quotes from Bakunin?
In the USSR, it was illegal to be anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I know, exactly. No, I'm saying I'm talking about Western right-wingers. Always make this weird assumption.
But it looks like this guy is German because I looked at it.
Yeah.
Mein Deutscher Kanal, and then it has a bunch of German shit.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm reading this. This one, I'm sorry for horrible translations, but this one says why you should be anti-Islamic and terrorist.
What? Why you should be anti-Islam but also a terrorist?
No, anti-Islamic and anti-terrorist. Sorry for horrible translation once again. I speak basic German.
Jason, can you share screen again?
Oh, oh shit! I forgot I was doing that. I got an old here. I'll play this old video that I haven't played in like forever.
Yeah, sure. Is it uploaded or is it unlisted?
It's unlisted.
Okay.
He's definitely a right winger now that I look over
Oh,
his
sorry.
things.
Oh, I remember this video.
Yeah, I remember this.
that shirt though.
Yeah, that was obviously bait.
I want to be Korean. When did you upload this?
That was the 22nd of May, 2013.
That's pretty old.
That was an original that I basically, like, shot for shot, I stole that from CM Punk.
Macho Man is the only WWE wrestler who will ever touch my
Yeah.
No, we gotta. Oh yeah, Macho Man is gonna take you down now.
Oh, I don't even care about that anymore. You're going down on my cock, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, not the Jason and TJ drama.
That was shit. I was dying when that shit unfolded.
That was dumb.
Oh.
That was
Oh my
dumb.
God. The fucking idiot fucking misunderstood you.
That wasn't even like the funniest part to me. The funniest part to me was Mr. Repsion's comment.
Yes.
That was
I
the
know, like-
funniest.
Yes.
What the
did he
fuck?
say?
This was confusing as fuck. Well, yeah, it's not a simple thing. I can't. You know, it's a complicated subject. I can't dumb it down anymore.
I edited the video, but it's a YouTube poop. Obviously, it's fucking funny.
You made this?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh fuck.
Yeah, feminism that says all sex is rape, in a quasi-reply to his on the same subject, is where they got mad at me for agreeing with him. In fact, I specifically stated that I disagreed with the theory, not once, but twice. In this society is where they got mad at me. Yet despite this, I was bombarded. I then proceeded to explain why I did not agree with it. Then I suggested that everybody go out feminism that says all sex is rape and learn the theory for themselves so that they can make up their own minds. I would definitely recommend feminism that says all sex is rape. Watching this video would go out and research feminism that says all sex is rape, the actual theory itself, so they had a better understanding of what it is feminism that says all sex is rape that's being talked about. Instead of heeding this advice, I was instead bombarded with stupid criticisms. Apparently, I only want sex because feminism, I said sex exists inside the superstructure, that sex exists inside of it. Get with the times, man. Believe in the theory. Don't even say that. Attacked for agreeing with the amazing atheist, but for different reasons. I really wish people had actually watched the whole video to where they got to the part where I said feminism that says all sex is rape.
Yeah, so much shit. So bad.
People in the chat are suggesting to watch a bunch of videos.
Let's
Like
see
what? Like what?
Where?
No, I mean in Skype chat.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't me meaning only myself.
Oh.
Other people.
Okay, yeah.
How long do you want the stream to be on? Because it says in a timer in a corner it's been on for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, that's not
It's been more like an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh,
Well, since the beginning, yeah. We're probably just gonna go until we get tired.
Okay. I might jump off around 8 because I have other shit I have to do.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright. That's cool. What's the matter, Jason? Are you tired already?
Tired of your shit.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
You know, I actually have to get going actually right now. I just got a text from someone. Have a good night, everyone.
All right, see you.
Goodbye. You know, you're right.
See ya.
See ya.
Jason, watch my video. It will cheer you up.
Has anyone seen that?
It's on the top. It's got a hammer and sickle on it this time. It's above the Jason Unruh
Yeah,
video.
I see it. I'm asking the other guy.
What other guy?
Did we see
Jason-
what?
Oh, did you guys see that map? Like, have you ever seen that map ever? Like, because that's a great map if you're not if you don't know what's going down in Syria. It's a great map to see, and like there's some pretty important shit going down right now.
What's the yellow stuff?
Those are the Kurds.
What's the red stuff?
Those are government. So in Syria, that's the Assad.
What's the black
forces.
stuff?
Black stuff is ISIS.
Is.
What's the green stuff?
Those are the quote-unquote moderates.
What's the brighter green stuff?
Those are FSA.
And which one is the government?
Red.
Okay. Yeah, because I know they just cut them off in the border with Iraq.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they just cut out the U.S. from being able to approach. It's like they just cut off U.S. forces.
Let me go real tanky.
I mean, with the exception that they got U.S. forces in the yellow area.
to say, what I was gonna say is, I mean, it's not the best situation, but I mean, for the Syrian people, the only choice they really have is Assad. To be quite frank,
he is the leader of the country, and they have to be able to make their own, their own right to self-determination.
Have you seen any of these arguments they make, like versus Assad? Like he's an ethno-nationalist and so on and so forth, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you can't support, like, I just don't get these people who say that they wanna team up with the United States and go into a third world country and then oust their president. Like that's like, never good. Like you have to let them decide.
That's the epitome of imperialism.
Let me make this quite frank. I believe that the Assad, the Assad quote-unquote regime is revisionist from the true path of Baathism, because they're not actual Baathists. They're pretty revisionist when it comes down to Baathism.
Baathism is like social democrat anyway.
They're much better than fucking U.S. puppets or ISIS for that matter. Like when people ask me why I support the Assadist regime, they usually don't get it. But to make it simple, I don't want Syria to become like my country, like Iran, because I think
you're in Iran?
Happened. No. If I was, I'd be killed. I was born there. But to say the least, Iran, it had a history of so many different ideologies and so on and so forth, and to say that this is why the Middle East is screwed up or this or that, many people are like, oh, it's because Islam. Well, how can you say that when for so long they were quite peaceful? I mean, I'm not trying to support religion here, but seriously, you can't say it's because of one thing or the other. It's really because of, Frankish and British imperialism and American imperialism. I mean, we all know about the Sykes-Picot Agreement that was supposed to, give the Arabs one state, and that would have made the Middle East much more stable than it is in modern day.
Probably.
The Middle East is so screwed up because of all the lies, all of the imperialist lies that have been played against the Middle Eastern countries. That's really why the Middle East is screwed up in modern day. I mean, even still, you see countries that the U.S. allies with. Once again, as we see, the imperialist U.S. allies with countries that only benefit themselves, and they only try to get more oil and so on and so forth. Iran is much different from the case with Saudi Arabia or so on and so forth, or any U.S. puppet in the region, to say the least. And the reason why Iran hates the U.S. is not for, my freedoms or whatever.
Oh, God,
it's because of how many times the United States has screwed over Iran. First off, with 1953 with Mossadegh. Second off, I mean, the Iranian Revolution, they had hands in that too. And also, at the end of the day as well, we also saw the U.S. arming Iraq in the Iraq-Iran war. Why wouldn't Iran and so many other countries that have been screwed over, why wouldn't they be against U.S. and U.S. imperialism? That's pure stupidity when one asks himself that. It makes no sense.
It's them bloody Islams, it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at the Middle East. It's all the countries, they're either total U.S. puppets or client states, or the U.S. attacks them. So...
Yeah, really, what do you think is going to happen? And then, if you look even further, you can look into a more controversial event, Ukraine, can also, but nothing happens in Ukraine. Just saying that. You can also say, you can also see Syria by itself, and so on and so forth. Also, if you see Syria by itself, you can see the Israeli occupied zone of Syria. You know. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting situation, and the Middle East is always changing, mostly because of the imperialist actions of the West. And to say that it's just purely because of Islam or whatever or even Judaism, Islam, and so on as a whole is incorrect. Frankly, you have to weigh in all of the events in the Middle East. You know.
You know, this wouldn't happen if they were just good Christian men.
Yeah,
oh, man. Of course, politics and economics is so much more complicated than that. Of course it is. It's these people don't really get it. I mean, the simple man just says it's because of religion, but in reality, it's because of economic gain, imperialism, and so on. As we all know, imperialism is the highest form of capitalism. You know. Sorry for the rant. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, the only reason why I'd oppose a foreign imperial rival is if they match the same. If the United States has 10 carrier groups and the other imperial power gets 10 carrier groups, then I can see why there's equivalence, why we can back every revolt, which they never do. The Trot back every revolt except they say revolt in Nepal that overthrew the king in 20 years of the Soviet Union. So then when I really back every revolt, but when it's overwhelmingly proxy war with one powerful one hyperpower against regional powers, obviously I'm going to back the underdog, even if they're capitalists, and until there's some parity at least.
I mean, imperialism is one of my favorite topics to talk about, not because I like it, because I despise it and I like to fight against it. I mean, I've made multiple videos on imperialism, and in a whole, we've seen imperialism throughout most of history. It hasn't always been called imperialism, as we know, but we've seen forms of imperialism all throughout history, be it what I call proto-imperialism, be it colonialism, New Age imperialism, or neo-imperialism, or economic imperialism in modern day, so on and so forth.
And so on and so on.
I say so on and so on a lot, like Zizek.
This I say.
This I say a lot, you know. You really have to just see the real essence of the Middle East.
The toilet, the excrement, the garbage porn.
The trash can of ideology. Oh, I'm dying. Yeah, that was fun to talk about.
Yeah, that was good. Actually, I think these Skype things are getting better.
War and peace.
I have a question about third worldism.
Yeah.
I hear this idea that if we want to improve the situation in the first world, that of course it's gonna make people more passive and not want to overthrow the government or whatnot, but that it also puts more pressure to exploit the third world harder. But is there any actual statistical evidence to support that? Because wouldn't they exploit the third world as much as they can anyway?
Not necessarily, because it depends on the degree of access they have to it. Remember, they can always scale things back. But I think that does go back to the falling rate of profit. and that's why they scaled back on a lot of the social benefits, etc., in the first world, and that if they do take a larger, shift a larger percentage of the spoils of imperialism towards the working class in the first world, they're going to have to make up that lost profit somehow. Like they can't just continue to allow the rate of profit to go down, or they're going to head into a catastrophe. So they're either going to have to push the third world harder, or they're going to head into a catastrophe. So I think I know somebody who can crunch the numbers on that. But yeah.
All right, then let's see. I thought I had another question as well. Yeah, like why would they specifically want to like give first world people more? Like why not make every country into a third world country? Because I kind of think that's what they're trying to do.
I sincerely doubt that, because I don't think it's advantageous for them to do so. They always want the domestic population to be satisfied to a certain extent, so that they're not going to rebel. They can get angry. They can have a Black Lives Matter. They can have any kind of protest kind of thing, but nothing that would ever inherently challenge the system. I don't believe that things like welfare, specifically welfare, like if you become unemployed, there's a minimum payment they'll give you until you find a job. I don't think things like that were given because we really demanded it, but because bourgeois economists saw a definite advantage in doing it. For one, it raises the aggregate rate of demand for a lot of goods and services, basic things, but things that are necessary nonetheless. And two, it does pacify the population to a very large degree. I mean, if people get angry about inequality in the third world, you can just bomb the shit out of them. But I mean, it's harder to suppress. I mean, not harder. It's politically harder to suppress people domestically. You don't really have to. You can just give them a bigger slice of the pie. That, of course, has its limits.
You are right. It is politically harder. I agree, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's maybe a bit more complicated than that. Like, of course, the labor movement in the industrial countries is older, so it would make sense that they would be a bit more advanced in their struggle, and also the fact that, like, I don't think that they just gave first world people those things to pacify them outright. I think it was a result of the growing popularity of communism in the West. But
yeah, that
also
was
the thing.
That was a big part of it in particularly the United States.
Yeah, but also the thing is that, like, I can see how back in the old days it would make sense that they don't want like open revolt and just chaos all the time in the industrial centers of the West, like in the UK and US and France and whatnot. But they don't want the same kind of situation that they had immediately after the First World War, for instance. But nowadays they don't even produce like those industrial goods here anymore. They don't have the industrial center here anymore, and finance and all that is so global that I'm not sure I buy the idea that they would be so concerned that the first world people just don't revolt because we have some kind of crucial role to play in capitalism.
I think, well, it depends on what you mean by a crucial role in capitalism.
Like if all the industry was here and all the banks were here, then I could see it. But nowadays, finance is entirely global and the industry has been entirely moved out of here. So all we have is like logistics and retail and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Now I see what you mean. Yeah. I would say we're still looking right at it. I mean, if things were to degrade more, that would certainly change things. But I think as they stand right now, no, people aren't willing to take. I mean, any individual Marxist can say anything they want, like they would do it. But the average regular American isn't going to do it. I mean, you can't even really get them to kill cops. And you would think the cops would get it first.
Yeah, I don't disagree about that. I more disagree about why exactly we came to this. But yeah, I don't know. Like, well, all right. What do you think that third worldists in the West should do then?
Money and material goods to people in the third world to build up their potential, build up their infrastructure for resisting, etc.
Spread the word of socialism too.
Yeah.
Well, I
Do
mean,
you think
without
that,
without saying anything that would get me in trouble.
Well,
if I
do you
was to
think
say
that
something that would be illegal, which I totally wouldn't do.
Yeah, I see. Like, well, would you say that it? Do you think that it would be effective to create communist parties and organizations in the West to advocate socialist policies, to advocate anti-imperialism and stuff like that?
I would say anti-imperialism number one.
Wouldn't it make more sense to establish parties to fund revolutions in the third world?
You could do that.
That would make more sense. And to educate
that would
people
be
more.
That would make a lot of sense. Not that I would be advocating anything that would be illegal.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, sometimes money slips under the table, kind of thing. It just disappears, you know.
There are probably any number of charities you could donate to. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the charities.
I did as much wrong as Stalin. Nothing.
I wonder if that would hold up in court. Put that.
I'd probably say that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's actually something very interesting that Marx was actually wrong about. He said that finance would become subservient to industry. That physical commodity production would come to dominate finance, but the total opposite happened.
Yeah, did he really say that?
Yeah. Basically, his argument was that if you look all through history, money lending and stuff like that was subservient to industrial, well, not necessarily industrial, but physical commodity production. Like the financial whatever served industry. And up until capitalism, that was true.
Yeah, he didn't take into account capitalism, how that would function in this regard.
No, it's just, you know, Marx is a man. Like, he can make mistakes. He can make errors. Like, you can't blame him for not seeing the capitalism we have 150 years after he died.
Of course not.
Yeah, like Lenin said that one of the key, like, new characteristics of modern imperialism is that finance is more important than industry, and it's kind of crazy that he said that, because he said that 100 years ago, and it's even more true today.
Yeah, that was a thing why we have a Leninism to supplement Marxism. He is right there.
What about Englism?
Well, as we all know, when it comes down to it, Marxism is analysis of the world and how the world works. And to say the least, Marxism is a science. It needs to change due to the material conditions around the time.
Yeah. I always like to look at it like this. Marx told us what needs to be done. Marx told us what needs to be done. Lenin told us how to do it. And Mao just showed how things changed, like, given over time. But I think the two main things there is that Marx showed us what needed to be done, but more importantly, Lenin showed us how to do it.
But what about Kim Il-sung? What did he show us? That socialism can last longer than the Soviet socialist system?
If you want to go there.
I like how you move your mouse.
Is not Judaism about self-determination mostly?
as someone who is a very big supporter of North Korea, honestly, read on the Juche idea, it doesn't really say anything. It's really a lot of fluffy language that doesn't really say anything.
All I've really gained from reading anything from, from the Juche thinkers is they believe in self-determination and very heavy anti-imperialism.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, we can all get behind that.
That's really what they believe in, especially self-determination. Like, they believe, like, if a revolution is happening in a country, no other faction besides the two factions fighting out should be involved, unless one of the factions calls for help. That is the only way that a socialist nation should get involved in some sort of revolution. That's what they believe. It's strange. It's unique also.
It's still the oldest socialist country in the world to have ever existed.
Well,
older than the Soviet Union, in fact.
Selling seas depends on the helmsman.
Yeah, I mean, in one of the earliest, maybe it's the first work where Juche is mentioned, the speech by Kim Il-sung. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like eliminating or going against formalism and something and establishing Juche. Like how he talks about Juche in that is he says that we're Marxist-Leninists. We believe in Marxism-Leninism, and Juche is like just
an application of Marxism.
Application, yeah. It's not really even trying to develop anything new. It's just how they apply it to Korea.
I've also heard it been seen as, a step from Marxism or something like that. Some strange stuff.
It's more like the East German application of socialism, consumer socialism, in order to raise living standards.
Yeah, that's
more reminiscing of that.
That's kind of problematic in itself.
It's still socialism. It's just that they focus on the consumer goods.
Yeah, that's
in order
what
to raise the living standards.
Sort of.
Yeah,
not in the same of focusing on it yet.
Yeah, they didn't do it for profit. That's the difference.
See, that's the thing. Socialism, communism is supposed to move away from commodification. I mean, let's face it, the last, 10, 20 years of the Eastern Bloc was pretty fucking reactionary. Everybody was pretty fucking reactionary.
I'd still say East Germany was probably the last living example of Marxist-Leninism at that time.
I'd agree, honestly. I mean, they were special in many ways.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, we sort of got past this part, but it relates kind of also in that so how did the West win the Cold War? They won by the
sabotage,
bribing the working class basically, and you could see the graph. In neoliberalism, they tried to advocate I was in the 70s, but it was still a slow boil. They didn't take everything away completely. Suddenly, you look at a graph and of people who the 1%, the financial 1%, who and their share of income, it spikes in 1989. It literally spikes. That's when you know they can take everything away, and that's what it is. That's what we're living right now, and in extent third worldism gets its legitimacy from that, and that I'm sure that even Jason would agree with this, that it's not impossible for not impossible, but when you have even today, like the New York State in my country, New York State, now introducing free education for the college. Kind of the Republicans sort of screwed it up as usual, but they put in a free scholarship, free state scholarship, state schools that they can they check the posts of the revolt and change accordingly, but never completely, overthrowing the control over means of production. So that's where third worldism gets the genocide. They can always bribe when the chips are down the working class, and almost always, in the first world, a buy.
Yeah, that's basically what they do all the time. Give them some nice stuff and they keep quiet. Wait, did he cut out?
What?
I think he's cutting out.
Oh. My mic might not be the best.
Yeah, you cut out sometime. I'm not sure if the internet problem or not.
Since there's cutouts. My NSA handler playing around, who knows?
So you guys want to call it there?
Wait, Jason, we gotta watch animated Soviet propaganda video.
Yeah, I guess we could throw that in there.
Maybe that truth about Vietnam.
Good old divided synthetic put the video of historical dialectism being evil, and just to shout out to his contribution. And yeah, I mean, I don't know why, but I've been looking back at the how Jacob Schiff really started the Bolshevik Revolution, and how the neo-Nazis are adamant about that. That Jacob Schiff, or if Jacob Schiff was Max Warburg, secretly sent gold that was apparently there's actual records of it being stopped in Canada and Nova Scotia on its way to Tsarist Russia to start the Russian Revolution. And I get that dialectical materialism on that vein is really Jewish mind control. Now, the latter is a lot more crazier, but I find myself having to look at the sources of these far rightists to see where they're getting this idea that bankers paid Lenin to start the revolution, just at least and analyze it and challenge it.
Yeah, like I've been looking into that recently as well, and I think, of course, the history of anti-Semitism is very long, but I think it has a lot to do with the fact that anti-Semitism was so prevalent in Russia that that's why the whites and their supporters tried to use it so heavily against the Bolsheviks, because people nowadays associate it with Nazism, but it was really invented by the whites and their supporters, and Tsarists even before like the what's it called, the Protocols of Zion, like I think that was created, I think, in the early 1900s.
God, they still quote that fucking thing. The fucking Protocols, that's fraud.
Yeah, it's a forged document. And that's mostly the basis of anti-Zion, not Zionism, fucking Judaism and Mein Kampf and everything.
Yeah, and it was made in Russia, so that's where all this shit comes from. That's why they started calling the Bolsheviks Jews, because they, the whites, of course, wanted to use that. But the funny thing is, they said all kinds of other things, and like a lot of those other things that they said at the time have been forgotten because they were so laughable. Like the whites and their supporters in the Western media, they said that Lenin is an anarchist, and that Lenin wants to nationalize women, and he wants to take children away from their parents, and that he's a Jew. But like, most of those have been forgotten. It's just the Jewish conspiracy that's still believed by people in the far right. But it's like the weirdest conspiracy. Like they say that it's a conspiracy that the Bolsheviks were Jews, and it's being like covered up by everybody. But there's no cover up. Like nobody covered it up. In fact, the Western media tried to propagate it as much as possible in the 20s.
I did.
I saw a poster of what the Jews are financing this revolution or something. Like they actually made a poster. But there should be more research on this because that's the only poster I found. I think it was on a Wikipedia article of all things.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've covered up Jewish stuff.
Yeah, we all get that Jew money.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, we're all Jews.
Yeah, pretty much.
I myself am paid directly by the Kremlin.
Kim Il-sung is a Jew. And
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We just want a bunch of free stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just.
I'm personally paid directly from the Ayatollah, so.
You know, the most hilarious one is Anthony Sutton, who was
Mashallah.
And he says that not only the Nazis, not only the Bolsheviks, but the Nazis were paid by Wall Street, and it's like, and it's great because they're saying, oh, the Bolsheviks, and someone replies, oh, the Nazis were Jews too, and suddenly the people silent because they can't argue with
it. Not our friends.
You know, once I debated, I have it on my channel, but once I debated a anti-Semitic anarcho-primitivist, and he came at the first argument he brought up. We wanted him to say it again because it wasn't gonna be recorded. It was just gonna be us bashing the fuck out of him and making fun of him and shit. And then it just became actually a video because I was like, wait, this is funny. I'm gonna record it. And so the first thing he said was like, he's like, there are 3 types of Judaic Judaic capitalism, and then he like expands upon it. He's like, he first says in neoliberalism, then he says something else I can't remember, and then he says, and then he pauses for like 10 seconds, Bolshevism, and I started dying laughing. He didn't understand like anything I said after that point. Anarcho-primitivists are sad people, to say the least.
I think this guy is just mad confused because the anarcho-primitivisms that I know of, they're big in Germany. At the very least, I'll give them credit. It's either them or some insurrectionists that are actually bombing German bases in Germany. I have to find the link. And instead of the communists, they focus on bombing equipment, they cost more to the churches. But anarcho-primitivism means it's about, you know, destroying all classes, destroying all states. They can't play favorites. But then I can see how anarchism being close to the failings of liberal ideology that they end up being anti-Semitic. I mean, because in the Maidan there was tons of groups there that were fascist that appropriated anarchist symbology, which was no surprise. I mean, anti-Semites can't except for maybe the inerrant Nazgul can't appropriate communist imagery with anti-Semitism.
You know, I keep up a lot on the Donetsk situation and everything, and when people say they appropriate the anarchist symbols, the reason why is because even to this day, people in Ukraine they view fucking Makhno as, you know, as a hero. They consider Makhno a hero in their country, you know, the land pirate.
Losers.
Yeah. So they consider him a hero, and many of them disregard him as socialist. They don't like think he was a communist, a socialist, or anything. They think he was like just, oh, the Soviets are bad, you know. But also in Ukrainian history, the symbolism in that has been used a lot, like the red and black. That has been used a lot. But yeah, there was
used it as well.
there was a lot of fascists in the Maidan protests, and you know, there were a lot of, you know, far right groups, Nazis, and so on in that. Like, I'm not going to try to get into the DPR situation because everyone is really, you know, thinks that's a very controversial subject on the left. I've seen a lot of people be really pro-Ukraine. I've seen a lot of, which, if you're a leftist, you can't be pro-Ukraine, just saying. But I've seen people be really pro-DPR and those guys, but, you know, I've seen the arguments on both sides, how Ukraine literally has fascists in the government, which is true. I've done research, and there's 3 fascists or people who were in a National Socialist Party, who quotes on the socialists because they're not socialists. But you know, we see this a lot. We see this a lot in Ukraine in modern day, and you know, it's a controversial topic. Some people love Ukraine, some people don't. And the people who like Donetsk are, you know, they usually argue that, you know, they're people trying to fight against Ukrainian imperialism or whatever. You know, and then people who hate Donetsk and everything, they're saying they're just a product of Russian imperialism. And this and that, and so on and so forth. It's just a controversial subject on the left, in my opinion.
No, it is certainly controversial.
I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. I critically, because I'm not like, oh, Donetsk is the best. I critically support the Donetsk People's Republic because I think they have a lot of problems, and you know, Russia is supporting them. But at the same time, what Ukraine is doing is fucking disgusting. I mean, have you seen some of these videos? They're killing innocent civilians every day. It's disgusting.
Yeah, particularly with the artillery.
Yeah, and they're fascist and they're US puppets and everything.
I mean, it's not because, oh, I love Russia or whatever. It's because I really want to see these people have an independent country. I mean, at first they were fighting for, you know, joining Russia, but now they're fighting a war of independence, a war for their own sovereignty. You know, even Crimea, they declared independence, and then they wanted to join Russia independently by themselves, and they, you know, they invited, you know, UN spectators to actually watch this, and they declined, actually. So it's a situation that I don't see any end to in the near future, because it's been going on for so long, and at this point it's a giant stalemate. But I mean, it's a really strange situation. But here's the thing that really makes you think. Whenever you see a Nazi, which side do they usually support? They usually support Azov Battalion and the Ukrainians. That really makes you think of something, right? I mean,
makes me think of firing squads.
That, but it just makes you think, like, why would you support that if you're a Nazi? You know, if you look up pictures of Azov Battalion, they look like fucking Nazis, man. Like,
I mean, don't they openly say they're Nazis?
Most of them do. Like, a lot of them are like, oh, I'm a National Socialist or whatever. Once again, not socialist.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was the funniest thing. They were like, oh, I'm not a National Socialist, I'm like a socialist, social nationalist or something.
Yeah,
I'm Leninist Marxist.
No, but they have like SS symbols in, and several like different kinds of Nazi symbols in their uniforms.
Jason Unruh is not Jason Unruh. He's Unruh Jason.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you got me.
Yeah. It's pretty funny how they think this. Actually, it's just.
I'm a socialist democratic.
It's just completely bullshit. And then you have pictures where they literally are hauling Hitler and stuff like that. Like, you see this stuff, and I mean, you see a lot of other stuff. If you just look up Azov Battalion, you'll see pictures with you'll see pictures with them with really symbolic looking Nazi flags, and actually their flag is based off of once again, sorry if I usually stick to militaristic things, so I'm pretty sure it's the 2nd SS Division that had that emblem, if I'm correct. 2nd SS Division, but I may be incorrect. But yeah, it's not a coincidence. It's definitely not a coincidence that they look like that. Yup, it is the 2nd SS Division. 2nd SS Panzer Division Das Reich. Yeah, that's what it was. I was correct.
I think it was also the 3rd Galician, the 3rd SS Galician. And back when I was, what was it? This was a long time ago, when I was either a trot or anarchist. I was purged from both, by the way.
How did you get that? How did you manage that?
Oh, it's a long story. But what happened is that as I was looking at Maidan, it was like, oh, it's a black and red flag. Hey, anarcho-communists. And I realized that the anarcho-communists have a division between the black and the red, sort of like diagonal. This was straight across, and then I realized, oh wait, that's actually the flag of Bandera, the Ukrainian neo-fascist, which was so brutal that the SS had to step in to stop its massacres of Polish. So, there's the hero for you.
Yes.
That's pretty sneaky. Like the Azov, the logo is like, it's like the inverted SS division. That's why.
Yeah. It's it's not a coincidence that these guys have this emblem, and if you don't support the Donetsk People's Republic, be my guest. I don't care. But if you support Ukraine over the Donetsk People's Republic, you're simply an idiot.
Or a Nazi.
Why? They made Stalker.
I mean, when I think of Ukrainian Nazis, I actually get mad because the thought that they're Slavs. Nazis believe that Slavs are, not human, that they're lesser than them, that they're... Yeah, Untermensch.
But Hitler actually admired the Arabs.
Okay.
But he didn't have a Nazi general plan Ost, which was basically they were going to use the sub-whites, which were the Slavs, and even the Baltics, and exterminate them to make way for the true whites, right? It's the same way the British fascists consider the Irish, they're the sub-whites. But that's another story. But and that's why you had their Baltic comrades within this greater Skype chat that I'm proud to be in, and they were, there's one from there's Latvian and Lithuanian. Estonia, I don't care. Even Newt Gingrich considers Estonia a suburb of St. Petersburg. Thank you, Newt Gingrich, for being a rare historian. And they when they read General Plan Ost, they were Nazis before. When they read General Plan Ost, they're like, maybe it's stupid for Baltic people to be pro-fascist, considering the fact that our hero was about to murder us to make way for a German genocide, basically, of our peoples. So it's just absurd. It really is. It's totally. People should be ashamed, but it just goes to show with enough money you can convince people to make their way to exterminate themselves.
Well, what about the Japanese? The Germans like the Japanese.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So
well, they actually considered
Japanese
them
are white.
Untermensch as well.
No, they considered
Japanese
them
were
second-class humans.
The Japanese were still more white than blonde Slavs. That was Hitler's worldview. So, in a sense, even capitalists aren't pure capitalists. They save banks from going under when they should, according to capitalist principles, go under. And just like Hitler, he picked and chose who was white, and this was made famous by Edvard Munch, who was basically, he was half Jewish. His dad was Jewish, a Jewish doctor in the Imperial German Army in World War I, and technically he couldn't get a high job. But Hermann Goring stepped in and made his famous quote, "I decide who is a Jew," and because he jerry-rigged the Mischling law. To say that he was German enough to be in a high post. Welcome aboard. And the ironic thing is, as a deputy secretary of the Luftwaffe under Hermann Goring, is that he did stereotypical Jewish things. He almost cost Willy Messerschmitt his designs to enter the Luftwaffe because he wanted to get his own crappy air designs to be built instead. So it's just a profound irony. He played a hand in almost Jewing Hitler into defeat, and yet he still kept his position. I guess he was. It's funny, but when he tried to overthrow Hermann Goring, and he was simply moved under Albert Speer. Who Albert Speer was the one who explained to Hitler that he couldn't do scorched earth tactics to deny Germany's wealth to the Allies, and so in that case he ended up overthrowing Hitler as almost this Jew plan, and it's like it's a whole shit ton of irony.
Yeah. Fucking is.
They're so inconsistent about who's white, and that's perfect example of that is the treatment of the Finnish people by white nationalists historically, because when there was a mass movement of Finnish migrant workers who went to Canada and the United States in the early 1900s. The Americans, they thought that Finns are too Slavic, that we're just like Slavic Untermensch, and then of course they thought the Irish were Catholics and dirty Celts and but not Anglo-Saxon Protestants, and all these people are white, like Irish, Finnish.
What about the Scandinavians? You're pretty white.
They said
I don't know,
that,
but basically, like the Americans thought that Finns were Slavs, whereas the Nazis thought that Finns were, I guess, maybe slightly Slavs, but still somehow like also Scandinavian enough. It's just totally arbitrary.
Well, they
slightly Slav.
I mean,
of course, like.
I don't have the map anymore, but I was in this cringy Nazi chat, and they gave me a map of who is like Untermensch and so on and so on, so forth, and they showed why they thought Slavs and Slavs and Finns and so on to be Untermensch, and the reason why was actually they considered them Mongolians, which is pretty funny.
What did they consider Italians?
Italians, I don't remember from the map, but I remember the southern part of Italian was Afrikaan. I remember they considered a lot of like Slavic countries Mongolian, even those that weren't even attacked by the Mongolians, they consider them Mongolian, like the southern Slavic nations. They basically just made up a fake map of fake ethnicities and so on. Really, when you think about it,
like, what does a pure race even mean? Because every race is a mix of several elements. Like, of course, there's like Semite and Asian and Slavic influence in Russia, and there's Slavic and Scandinavian influence in Finland, and like you can't. What does a pure race even mean? It's impossible.
North Korea?
Oh yeah, the purest race.
Yes.
I mean, even when you go back to the history of the Aryans were a warlike people who, you know, they migrated from place to place. They went from country to country. They went to Persia, they went to, well, not at the time Persia, but they eventually established Persia. They went to, you know, all the European countries. The Aryan people then went on to become subsections like Slavs, Germans, so on and so forth. I mean, like,
so the Aryans are actually from Africa?
No, they're actually from India, yes.
They were Indo-Germanic. That's like the broadest possible category ever.
But every human comes from Africa.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you think about it, skin color is just the adaptation of the surroundings.
Yeah, but I'm telling you guys know that God created Adam and Eve and they were both white.
Yeah.
And they're also straight.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve was white?
Wasn't Adam and Steve.
Wasn't Adam and Steve, you
Didn't you know Jesus was a white man?
Yeah, totally.
Wasn't Jesus a black Japanese guy?
No, he was a white man.
He died in Japan.
I saw the Passion of the Christ. He's white.
That's so
transsexual.
Yeah, Passion of Christ said he was a white man, so.
No, I saw an anime. He's Japanese.
Like, he was from the Middle East.
No, he was from Japan.
You know, speaking of Japan, it's funny that the alt-right they have all these anime memes because they worship Japan as this single ethno state.
Oh, Japan.
And it's funny because it's Japan has, even though there's lots of resistance, that they're still importing third world workers, especially in the medical industry, with the growing expanding elderly population. But North Korea, on the other hand, they can be considered the ethno state, ironically, because they famously reject Westerners or distrust Westerners as potential spies. So there's not a lot of foreign people that live in North Korea. I mean, I would be interested to know if there is a way to work in North Korea, if I could see the country, but it's very, very like there's people in lots of comments want to visit WRK. It's just really, really hard because they are very, very, very selective in their trust.
Oh, you can work in
honest, like there is the amount of foreigners in the DPRK is relatively small, but I would say that in that
100,000.
Yeah, but in that group, there are like many different countries represented in that group.
Oh yeah, especially most of the immigrants in DPRK actually came from the collapse of socialism in East. A lot of socialist country had people in DPRK, workers, people who just lived there, the general stuff, and then just basically just kept living there after the collapse of socialism because they were too afraid going back.
Yeah, my country doesn't exist anymore.
I'll just stay in DPRK.
Yeah, I was speaking to a liberal who was very he wasn't a liberal, he was a self-proclaimed Marxist, but he was saying that North Korea was definitely a fascist state because it's race-based and militaristic. It's okay.
Fascist.
Yeah, it was Japanese fascism he compared it to.
DPRK
that's the most insulting thing, calling them Japanese fascist.
Yeah, because
that's exactly what he said.
Because North Korea was totally building a racist empire, right?
Yes, They were actually.
That's totally the same thing. It's like Imperial Japan.
They were invading Hokkaido and making it part of their state.
Yeah.
We're militarized.
It's like, where's your proof? It's like, I don't know. I never read GTA. Like, where's your proof? Well, I don't know. I just made that up on the spot. It's like, okay, well, I guess they're not really a race-based militaristic state then, huh?
I mean, Emperor Hirohito, he's still emperor of DPRK.
Yeah.
It's not
Emperor Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un, he's not actually in power. It's Hirohito.
Like, they hate Japan so much they changed their time zone to be different.
That was
pretty Chavez in Venezuela. He did change his time zone completely to be different from America.
That's great.
That just seems petty, to be honest. Like, that's just a pain in the ass.
Really?
Well, I mean, if you're living there and all of a sudden it changed, and it's like, ugh.
It changes here every year.
You're in a different time zone every year? Man, where the fuck do you live?
I just told you, I live in Hokkaido in South Korea. The time zone changes in the summer 1 hour forward, in the winter 1 hour backwards.
Oh, shut up.
It's true.
That's not changing your time zone, you doorknob. That's just daylight savings.
No,
well, like, if they change their time zone once to like be half an hour different, that's less of a pain in the ass than to change it back and forth there like 1 hour multiple times all the time.
But what if you're American and you just want to be different, so you change your time zone every day?
No, just reject the metric system.
I agree.
The metric system is revisionist.
How dare you? Who even fucking uses the imperialist? I mean, not the imperialist system, but the imperial system.
I believe it's the United States, Indonesia, and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and the
of progress.
Burma still uses it.
Just the greatest countries on earth. That's
yeah.
I couldn't say that with a straight face.
The pinnacles of democracies are still using it.
Yeah.
So you guys want to wrap it up? It's been almost 3 hours. We can continue next week.
So it's yeah, it's super late in Finland.
It's actually almost 4 hours.
Yeah, it's 7 minutes over my bedtime.
In Finland.
Okay. So we'll wrap this up, and do you guys want to come back next week?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, that'll be.
Goodbye.
Oh, sorry. I'll let everybody say goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I'll sit silently with you guys later.
Allah Akbar.